states has continued to expand from the Lagos Club in 1967 to Ikeja Club in 1969, and now 41 other clubs located in different areas of the states. We now have inner world clubs in Aginingbi, Akoka, Akunwojo, Anifowoje, Isolo, Ketu, Lagos, Lagos West, Matori, Okota, Onigbongbo, Ota, Surulere, and Yaba, to mention a few.
Right now, we have 38 functioning clubs, but we used to be more than 40 at inception. Some dying clubs are trying to wake up.
As an important complement of the Rotary Club, each inner world club is committed to selfless service to the underprivileged of the community. So, in every corner of the neighborhood, you find the fingerprints of inner will on public health care, education, social service, and general community services. These clubs operate within the context of poor or lacking government presence in the communities. For instance, in the educational sector, the inner will has moved in to provide lacking facilities in many educational institutions. In 1991, the National Primary School, Abule Ijesha, tasted of the goodness of inner will when the Yaba Club built, furnished, and stocked a library for it. Since then, the standard of learning in the school has never remained the same. The Inner Will Club has a unique way of discovering the needs of the communities where they are located.
The custom is that we go around our community and try to decide what we want. In this occasion, we wanted something for the school, to do something with the school. So we went to the local schools and we asked questions, what they need, and they gave us various things. And out of all of them, the national school wanted a library. And we thought that was something very good.
It was on such visits that 2 indigent students of the School for the Blind, Surulere, became lucky recipients of Braille machines worth 16,000 naira each from the Yaba Club in 1991.
We try as much as possible not to make it personalized. But then we looked into these girls' cases, and Gladys was in Queen's College, and she was trying to get into university, and her parents couldn't afford the Braille machine at that time. And then we had another girl, Yinka Odubote, who we're told had actually done her A-levels and trying to get to university, and without the Braille machine, she wouldn't be able to go ahead. And we thought, if they have gone that far, education is very important. We might as well let them further their education by getting the Braille machine.
It is no wonder then that the club donated 12 typewriters and a computer worth 350,000 naira to the Vocational Center of Methodist Girls High School, Yaba, in November 1994.
On behalf of National Branch, I would like to thank the President and the immediate past President and the members of the Inner Wheel Club of Iju Hills for providing us with a new staff room. Before you gave it to us, we were trying to manage more than 100 members of staff in 2 small staff rooms, one of which was situated at the top of the school and one at the bottom. So we had nowhere in the middle of the school where the teachers could sit down and monitor what was going on in this area, because it is far removed from the admin block. So we are indeed very grateful for making our staff feel somewhat comfortable. And we only hope, like Oliver Twist, that maybe we shall get more from the Inner Wheel Club of Iju Hills. We are looking forward to do more for the school and some other public places too.
It is actually a love for the society that has prompted my club into going to a project like this. Our immediate project was to cater for children in the neighborhood We first wanted to do something for a primary school in this neighborhood. But on getting there, we were faced with different bureaucracy. And then we decided to come into somewhere where we'll be accepted. It was then that we came to this school, and we saw the need for the staff room block, providing provision of a staff room block. Then we decided to go into a project like this. And we are happy that the school actually is putting it into a proper use. Please, Mr. Sadioba, the principal, will you please pass on the message to them that the members and our president all wish them well. And we look forward to better dealings in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, my incoming president.
Congratulations. We hope to give you more.
These beautiful ladies of inner will peer closely at their communities to meet essential needs. Before they visited in 1988, the Mazamaza Agboju Amuwo axis lacked potable water. The communities depended on well water for all their needs. The Inner Will Club of Lagos West piped water from the mains to an outdoor station where members of the community can avail themselves of treated drinking water. The project cost 10,000 naira. By 1991, it was the turn of the local school complex, housing 7 secondary schools, to receive the caring touch of Inner Will. The club built a modern assembly hall to service the 7 schools in the complex and the community in which they are located.
Every year, the Inner Will Club of Lagos West will move around to the community and look for their needs. Most importantly, the urgent need. That year, we found out that the school hall that was being used in the Agboju Amuwo local education district office, the hall was, if you had seen the state then, it was frightful. The walls were falling, the roof were no more. In fact, it wasn't blocks. It was something like planks. So what we did was we pulled it down. Initially, we wanted to renovate, but when we saw it, we knew it couldn't be renovated. So we pulled it down and decided to build a new one, right from the foundation. And we started 25th of March, 1991. The foundation stone was laid, and it was completed within a period of 3 months.
The Lagos West Club, which was 10 years old in 1994, equipped the labor ward of Agboju Amuwo Maternity Center with a sum of 90,000 naira.
We found out that the place was in a horrible position. They had a bed, but no suction machines, no sterilizing units, no galley pots, no trolleys, nothing you can think about that is necessary in a labor ward that could make you think that our babies could be born there safe and sound.
The story changed after Inner Will moved in. The ward now has all the necessary equipment in a labor ward. What would life look like in Matori village without the Inner Will Club? Matori village is more or less a pet community of the Inner Will Club of Matori. The club has affected this village from various facets, ranging from adult literacy, enlightenment, and health care.
One of the projects of Inner Will Club of Matori is to educate these village women who have children that breastfeeding is better than bottle feeding, using of artificial milk. And this baby has been on breast milk right from the day he was born. And the mother also is a member of the adult literacy class.
It was surprising to note that We have, at this time in Nigeria, we still have age 15 boys and girls, 14, who should be in the secondary school, still going about, not attending classes, not going to school, hawking for their parents. So that sort of disturbed us, and we decided to start the adult literacy program there. We have a teacher which we employed, and in the evenings we have students up to 8 or 10. We have the adults age 30, 40, but it really baffled us to find age 14, 15 to 17. And they are willing to learn anyway. Some of them we teach how to hold the pencil and show them how to write A, and we tell them what A stands for. So that sort of disturbed us, because we feel that at this time in Nigeria, young children should be at school.
Mrs. Grace Omotosho is the first nephrology nurse practitioner in Nigeria and the West African region. Like her, many other professionals and businesswomen in Innerwil come together in an atmosphere of friendship, exploiting every advantage they have for the betterment of their communities. Mrs. Karen Uwaje, a German and wife of Rotarian Uwaje, is one Innerwil member who has exploited her race to uplift the underprivileged in her area. As president of the Anthony Village Club for the 1989-90 tenure, Karen attracted international aid from Germany for the provision of wheelchairs to 4 members of the Spinal Cord Injuries Association of Nigeria, SCIAN, Lagos branch, and 1 wheelchair to the National Orthopedic Hospital for general hospital use. These donations were made between 1990 and 1993.
On behalf of the management of the Spinal Cord Injury Association of Nigeria nationwide, particularly the Lagos State chapter, we wish to recognize and appreciate the kind support of Innerwil Club of Anthony Village for their special interest on people with disability. With particular reference to our association, they've been able to do a lot, to make sure they alleviate our suffering. By way of providing what we can say, the wheelchairs, but 4 of them, it's not that easy thing. When we have to consider what the economy say in Nigeria, at least a wheelchair, nice wheelchair like this, costs nothing less than 30 services club nationwide. Without them, there's no way we'll be able to smile as we are now. And there's no way we can even sustain this center you are seeing. They've been able, apart from providing mobility aids, they've been able to support various workshops, them of providing money or material so that we can train people with disability in different vocational skills, and to make them self-reliant and then make their little contribution. So we thank them very much for this wonderful support.
When I became president of my club, I started writing letters to my sister clubs, that is in Germany, to solicit for help. And the response was quite positive, because we received about 4 wheelchairs, which we donated to the Sian Center, and we donated 1 to the National Orthopedic Hospital for general use. And all these wheelchairs came from our sister club in District 88 in West Germany, especially from Innerwil Club Saar, whom I all want to thank very much, and from my deep heart, I thank my sisters over there. Thank you.
Between 1992 and 1993, the Anthony Village Club refurbished and equipped the school clinic of Anthony Village High School. The clinic had been in a dilapidated and under-equipped state. Imagine the plight of these students under the scorching sun without the provision of these borehole water projects same by the Inner Wheel Club of Anthony Village, ably assisted by their foreign counterparts through Inner Wheel member Karen Iwaje. As wives and mothers, Inner Wheel members would meet even the most mundane needs of their communities if only they are aware of it. Behind their minds all the time is selfless service. And so, while they are planting queen palms on Mobalaji Bank Anthony Way to beautify the environment, they are also at the Ikeja General Hospital building Mother's Hall for mothers whose babies are on admission at the hospital.
We are realizing very well here. Even when we are there, when we come to here to sleep, we forgot that we brought our baby here. So when we go to the ward again, we know that our baby is still there. So here we realize here like even when we are at our home. So we thank them very much for helping us.
The world is really relieved and we are happy. We thank them. May God continue to bless them mightily.
If you're feeling tired, you come here and relax, and the place is very nice. We see that the hospital is very improving, and we pray that God should bless the people that build it.
Because of the plight of the women that we are able to do this.
And to reduce their suffering of going up and down, especially when the children are very ill, where they will need the mother's care during the night, and for easy reach of the mothers for their children, and to help nurse the children back to good health.
And when we asked, we were given the land, so we built it.
Sometimes, Inner Wheel Club shows up when all hopes seem lost. Many beneficiaries have found meaning to life again through prompt attention of these Rotarian womenfolk. To many of such beneficiaries, Inner Wheel members are wholesome distributors of laughter and hope. Miss Bemisola Smith, an inmate of the SOS village Isolo, is one such beneficiary. She was abandoned by her parents and taken to the village. Luckily, Inner Wheel members of Ilukpeju came calling in 1991. Since then, Bemi, as she is fondly called, became Inner Wheel's adopted child.
Bemisola Smith was brought to the notice of Inner Wheel Club of Ilukpeju by the President 91-92 Inner Wheel member Florence Uzamiri. And we were quite pleased with the idea that we would have a child that is our own. Arrangements were made and we agreed that we would sponsor this child until adulthood. And so arrangements were made for members to visit Bemisola Smith every month by 2 members, and on her birthday special arrangements were made and presentations were given to her, and she in fact has grown so well that I am pleased to be associated with Bemisola Smith of the SOS village.
And so is Deji Orishani, who was 6 years old in 1989 when the Inner Wheel Club of Onigbongbo took him up. His father, Mr. James Orishani, a motor mechanic, had applied to the Inner Wheel Club to adopt Deji. Mr. Orishani had sustained spinal cord injuries while working under a bus. The bus collapsed on him while he was jacking it up. Mr. Orishani never recovered from that injury, But before his death, he recommended that his youngest son, Deji, be accepted to the inner will, since his wife left him after he became bedridden.
Now that Deji is going to secondary school by the grace of God, he is our son. We've adopted him. And until he's tired of learning, we continue sponsoring him. It's the project of Inner Way Club of Onigbumbu. And we are very proud of him.
Every incoming president continues the upkeep of Deji, irrespective of any other project on the queue for the Inner Will year. Sometimes the helper needs help too, especially when life plays out its little ironies. A portion of the Inner Will prayer says, "Endow us with a desire to serve our fellow men, remembering that we too often need help." Inner Will member Arogundade sure needed help to battle renal disease, but help came too late. Before the Inner Will Club of Bagada, to which she belonged, knew about her ailment, she was far gone. She eventually died. Her death awakened the club to the grave deficiencies of health facilities in the country, especially facilities for dialyzing renal patients.
Mrs. Arugundade, when she had crisis, she went to lose. And then we just heard that she died. Even some money that we collected, we have to give it to the children after the burial. So we thought.
Spurred by the pain of the loss, the Bagada Club flooded the Bagada General Hospital with dialysis machines, one in June 1991 and 4 in 1993, making a total of 5.
Had it been that we've got a lot of this thing elsewhere in the hospitals, this woman, she may die, she may not die, but it will keep her long. We decided to put our project on this dialysis machine.
It was such sensitivity that inspired the donation of a male ward to the Ikeja General Hospital in 1994 by the Inner Will Club of Ogba. The ward cost 3 million naira and was completed within 4 months to the benefit of mankind.
Oh my God, this place is nice. It's still in place. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, so
nice.
Thank God. Thank you.
Still in place is nice.
It's going to take about 4 beds.
Yeah, it's a 4-bed ward.
I think this ward would accommodate not less than 6 to 8 patients, or at the minimum 4. And there are other amenity wards on in this block that will do quite a lot. I think the inner will is outshining the outer will.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's good. It's a beautiful place, I think. What do you say?
Yeah.
Matron?
Very nice.
It's nice. Very nice. Thank you. So what do you feel about this, my president?
Well, I'm glad we worked really hard, and
I think so. This ward was built by Inner Way Club of Ogba 1994 as our star project. Though we've had it for a long time in our club to do such a thing, but it didn't materialize till last year. We want this ward, which is a surgical male ward, to be used for mankind. We are happy. It is a reality. Next, we are going to equip it and put it in use for mankind. And we thank God that it is a reality, and we have put a smile on faces of many.
The Inner Will Club has always had a soft spot for the less privileged and the unfortunate victims of life's ironies. Cases arise where recipients cannot be restored by human effort, but they try to make life livable for such victims. Such was the case of Idowu Akinolabu, who was, until his paralysis, a final-year student of architectural studies. He is paralyzed from his neck down to his legs. With no ability to move any part of his body except his head, the world seemed to have come to an end for Idowu. But the Inner Will Club of Surulere wiped away his tears. Between 1988 and 1994, when he left the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, the Rotary Arms of Surulere helped him bear his burdens, paid him visits, and provided for his welfare.
Idowu wrote to Inner Will Club of Surulere in 1987, asking for donation to pay his hospital bill. He's been in Luz for about 8 years then. Was a final year architectural student at University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. And he took ill. He thought it was malaria, but he ended up, being paralyzed from the neck downwards, what we call quadriplegia. The members of the club, were very sympathetic, and we wanted to see what we could do to help. So I was actually sent to Luz to go and find out what we can do for him.
Now, at the age of 34, Idowu is preparing to get married.
And Inner Will Club of Surulere members are going to be mothers of the day on his wedding day.
Surulere hasn't missed any part of the action either. Randall Health Center, a public hospital catering mostly for the masses of Surulere, has been one of the single highest recipients of Inner Will's tender goodness. Between 1993 and 1994, the center received a brand new generator worth about 100,000 naira by today's rates. The generator was a replacement for an old one that had gone bad. Before the replacement, the center had to rush some women in labor who needed cesarean section to Island Maternity, Lagos. So the generator was particularly useful to the operating theater. Before long, too, the dental center within the Randall Health Center will be rebuilt. The old one, a story building whose walls had cracked badly, was pulled down by the club. Already, 250,000 naira has been spent on the foundation alone to give it a solid base.
The Inner Will Club of Surulere has been one of the clubs that Randall Avenue Health Center has benefited from immensely. They've given us a dental center. However, the dental center has been a little bit on stock at the moment, and I hope that they'll be able to finish it soonest. They are now at the DPC level, for which we are grateful. And anytime we look at the site, we do remember them in prayers, especially because it's a site that we need badly in this place, urgently in this place. Our dental unit is very crowded, and if they can have this dental center, it will help us to open up. And we hope, God willing, they will be able to finish it soonest.
Amen. Every part of Randall Health Center bears the signature of Inner Will right from the gate. This signboard was donated by the Inner Will Club of Surulere. So also was this adult weighing scale for pregnant women, plus these 2 fans for the temporary dental center. One would wonder what these ladies have with health. They realize how difficult it is for the masses of the people to procure quality but affordable health care. At Anifowoshe Ikeja, the Inner Will Club in that community donated an oxygen gauge, cylinder, trolley and resuscitation kit, all worth 150,000 naira in 1989 to Ikeja General Hospital.
The main aim of the inner wheel is to help the less privileged people. So we went to the Ikeja General Hospital, being in the environs of Anifoshi, and asked them what they actually need for that hospital. And they said they need the oxygen gauge and the apparatus. So we decided to give it to them, being what they needed at that particular time to save life of the less privileged.
The club, which was chartered in 1988 with membership strength of 14, has made its mark also in the educational and social welfare sectors.
We furnish the place with the furnitures, with the dressing equipment, with drugs, injections, and everything needed in an adequate health clinic unit. And when we finished it, we informed the Ikeja local government office, and the medical people there, they came, they inspected it, and they realized that it was well equipped, and it was handed over to them that year. Yes, after finishing with the primary school, we now went to Opebi Grammar School. We realized that they needed the home economic laboratory more than any other thing. And we asked them what they actually want us to do. And they told us that they needed the building, they need the equipment, they need everything because they haven't got anything in that place. And they have some students undergoing food and nutrition classes, and there is nowhere to do their practical. So that year, that was 1990-91, then we built the building. It was during the year of Inner Wheel member Adenuga Taiwo as the chairman of the district.
At Akowojo, the ladies were also similarly engaged. The primary health center in the Akowojo community had been completed, but without the necessary fittings. When Inner Wheel entered, Precision also entered. Before long, the building was completely fitted, fenced, and equipped.
We observed that the government had not completed the electrification. The windows were void of burglary proofs, louver blades, and so many other things, water. So we decided to take it up. And the project started in 1989, and since then, we've not deserted the center.
Yet these are but a tip of the iceberg. International Inner Wheel District 911 is untiring. Sometimes the projects are such that cannot be easily valued, yet with deep and long-lasting effect. Such were some of the projects executed by the clubs. The Apapa Inner Wheel in February 1988 organized a workshop on safe motherhood. The first day of the workshop was directed at other clubs in the district, who were expected to take the message home to their individual communities. The second day, a float procession was taken to densely populated areas and markets, where the workshop was repeated in English, Yoruba, Igbo, and Pidgin English. Like the Apapa topic, subjects of such projects are usually of fundamental relevance to the community and society at large, like the lecture organized by the Igbobi Central Club in 1993. It centered on the effects of abortion on women and was targeted at secondary school girls. In all her efforts, Inner Wheel keeps in mind the pledge contained in the club's anthem, which says, part of the second stanza says, "We are beside all Rotarians to help them change the world." Such was the nature of projects executed by the Inner Wheel Club of Igbobi Central for 1991. It involved blood screening to help minimize cases of sickle cell diseases.
Rotary Club of Igbobi Central
developed a project, that is the blood screening project, to help youngsters know about their blood group in order to avoid problems in future. And because it was a very large project, the Inner Wheel Club of Igbobi Central took it up with the Rotary Club. We decided we should share in the project, and then we went out to schools, went out to some principals to explain to them the importance of the blood screening so that they could get parents acquainted with the project and to explain to parents why such a thing is necessary.
Let's take a drive to the inner wheel of Satellite Town.
My club in Satellite Town has, since we were chartered, provided for the primary school, and fortunately for us, at the time we were starting our club, Satellite Town was growing. So the houses were there, and the primary school, the provision was there, the space was there, the houses were there, and not many amenities. So we have contributed a lot of things: water tanks for them, chairs and benches for the classrooms. There is a clinic there that didn't function for a long, long time, and our club has been a party to its functioning now. We provided water tanks, we equipped the labor ward for the people around, and provided small clinic equipments like the Speaks, the weighing scale for infant welfare clinic, provision of fridge for storage of vaccines, drugs for the children.
Thank you.
Even while working hand in hand with their husbands, these Rotarian aunts, as they are otherwise known, never forget that their husbands need and deserve their primary tender touch.
Oh yes, we do. We even have ladies' night that the Rotarians invite the wives to the Rotary meetings. At Rotary Club of Ilupeju, they do it once every 5 weeks.
These ladies will move mountains if you let them. From post to post, you find trademarks of selfless service to the community. The clubs that make up District 911 have touched every nook and cranny of the district, and there is no stopping them.
Clubs have been wonderful. Their projects are such that they moved the heart. We have clubs that fed the poor, supplying raw materials, food material to people and open field. Clubs that built clinics, some supplied medical equipment, and a club, Bagada Club, supplied crutches, chairs to handicapped athletes for their 10th anniversary.
And now, the Grandmother Club, the Inner Wheel Club of Lagos. It was the very first Inner Wheel Club in Nigeria that served as a bedrock upon which the district was formed. Expectedly, the club has done the largest number of projects in Nigeria. Unlike most of the other clubs, the Lagos Club is an octopus club, spreading its tentacles to the ends of the district, executing projects in any part of Lagos and Ogun states it chooses to. To mention a few, Idiaraba, Ikota and Bariga are some of the areas that have benefited from the club's sensitivity.
The Children's Transit Center. The story of the project cannot be complete without mentioning the contributions of club members, their husbands, companies, embassies that supported the project. Right now, what came to mind before we did the project was the fact that street children that are found lost and wandering on the streets are kept with the remand girls. Of course, you know that the remand home is meant for, is a correction institution, and these children, probably under the age of 7 or 8, found lost, wandering either from errands or after leaving school. They are victims of circumstance. So after being advertised on the telly that, do you know this child, do you know their mother, come for them. If you don't, in 24 hours, they are kept at the police station. So we felt they should not be kept inside the police station or inside the remand home.
The Lagos Club provided shelter and furnishings. The center is being run with a lot of help from embassies and expatriate women groups. On the average, the center accommodates 20 children at a time. It has a room for the house mistress, office for the matron, dormitories for boys and girls, dining hall, 3 toilets, bathrooms, furniture, and household items. At Ikota, one of the places where former Morocco residents were relocated, the concern of Inawil members came to bear. Mrs. Yemisi Alatishe is past president of the club for the 1989-90 tenure. She is also the elected district chairman for 95-96.
Immediately a president is elected, we sit down and say, which area do we go this year? And we decided we should look at the Morocco evacuees. We visited the settlements. We went around. Fortunately, we met them, or rather unfortunately, we met them mourning the death of the mother who had just had twins. The nearest hospital to them, it's at least about 10 kilometers. That's the nearest government hospital. We saw there are 2 hospitals there that are owned by private individuals. I mean, they are not even fit to be a veterinary hospital, talk less of a human hospital. So we decided to give them a health center, even though they had so many other requests they would have wanted us to do, like giving them electricity. We noticed that the place has been wired, there is transmitter there, but the government is not energizing the transmitter, so there is no light in the place. Where we felt that sooner or later the government will probably give them light, but the health center, we decided to give them. It covers an area of 45 feet by 82. And so far, we have spent over ₦1 million. We have done all the block work up to roof level. But we still need at least about ₦3 million to complete the project. And the Etiosa local government is aware of it. The Ministry of Health is aware of it. They are even already claiming that they are building a health center for Morocco evacuees, even though they have not contributed a couple to it. But we pray that we will be able to complete it, and they are going to run it. We are going to hand it over to them. But as soon as we can raise enough money, it shall be completed.
It is remarkable that Inawil will not execute a project that will benefit their members. The focus is mostly on public good and service. For instance, even the renovation, furnishing and stocking of Eva Adilaja Library was done after the government had taken over the school. The school belonged to late Inawil member Eva Adilaja until the government takeover of schools. Since her family had also lost the right over the school, the project was only being done in her memory. So, Inawil Club will never be found doing a project in a private school, for instance, because the profit will go to one particular person, and you cannot find the underprivileged in such a place anyway. Such is one of the guiding principles of the Inawil Club. But of course, sometimes it doesn't always end well. In projects requiring medical care, the patient might end up dying. Then the parents or relatives of the recipient turn round to blame the club for trying to help in the first instance.
We looked after children with hole in the heart, which are called Gift of Life. It's a project done by Inner Wheel member Amy Ibru in her year.
For the parents to submit their children for operation, first, there are some of them that believes in nature healing. And even though an operation is necessary, you find them saying that they don't want you to operate their child. I think we were involved in 6 children. 4 were successful. I think 1 died before she was operated and 1 died after operation. You know, when the operation is very successful, the mothers are so grateful to you. You are great friends. They are ever so prayerful. But when it is very clear, even to the medical team, that this child has a 50-50 chance after operation, and we say, okay, let's take the good 50% chance that maybe she will survive to give the child the gift of life, and it turns to the other side, the result is you have killed my child. I didn't want any operation for the child. So at times you get praises, at times you are enemies.
One would wonder where the women obtain their funds from.
We used to tax ourselves, and at times we raise funds by doing. There was a time when I started my own club. We do a boba job by going to people's homes. We do all sorts of jobs. We sweep, we wash their toilets, and anything they give us, we take it to the club to develop the club.
The International Inner Wheel Day, January 10th of every year, is dedicated to service to the underprivileged. It was the day Mrs. Oliver Goldin founded the club. The day is spent visiting mostly institutions like orphanages, old people's homes and hospitals. In hospitals particularly, the ladies go to sing for sick people to cheer them up. As incoming district chairman, Mrs. Alatishe has 1 year to lead the district. Already, she has her expectations for the year.
I want the public sensitized about Inner Wheel. I want the public to know what we're doing. That's the first of my aspiration. The second one is to pick up the secretariat from where my predecessor stopped and pray that I will be able to cover some miles before passing it on to the next chairman.
The theme for this Inner Wheel year is open your heart and your home to the less privileged.
To be a member, but they found it all you needed was the interest, friendship at heart, good cheer, and time.
As it relates to Nigeria, the idea of Inner Wheel is to help people in your immediate surroundings first.
I thank God that I was given the opportunity to serve District 911 International Inner Wheel.
International Inner Wheel District 911, championing the cause of the underprivileged and illuminating the human race for a civil and harmonious society.